15th August 2022 marked 75 years of independence and the 76th Independence Day for India. And on this historic day, Prime Minister Narendra Modi focused on Nari Shakti. Hello and welcome to the In Focus series section of Drishti IAS. I am Aisha Singh, and in today's video, we will be talking about women heroes of India's freedom struggle that Prime Minister Narendra Modi mentioned in his Independence Day speech. So let's look at the timeline of the video, what all we will be discussing. First, we will be looking at what is the news, then the highlights of the Prime Minister's speech and all the women freedom fighters that he mentioned: Rani Lakshmibai, Jhalkari Bai, Durga Bhabhi, Rani Gaidinliu, Rani Chinnamma, Begum Hazrat Mahal, and Velu Nachiyar. Then in the end, we will be looking into a prelims MCQ and a mains practice question. This topic is of relevance from General Studies Paper 1, Indian History. And from both mains and prelims perspective, it is important to know about all the women freedom fighters' name and the place that they belonged to, and what are the contributions that they have done, and is there any specific scheme or doctrine that they are related to. So now let's look at the news, and this news has been taken from the explained section of Indian Express, and it says women heroes of India's freedom struggle mentioned by Prime Minister in his Independence Day speech. So the main point here is the women heroes that Prime Minister talked about. Then this was the 9th Independence Day address of Prime Minister Narendra Modi, and this was the 75 year of India's independence. Then Prime Minister Modi emphasized to build a stronger and aspirational India and to make India a developed country in the coming 25 years, so that when India marks 100 years of independence, India should become a developed country. Then few of the highlights of Prime Minister Modi's Independence Day speech is he focused on the concept of Amrit Kal, and then he emphasized on Yuva Shakti or the youth of India and building an aspirational India, the India of dreams. Then Panch Pran or the 5 pledges to build a stronger India for the future, and ending the culture of Gulami. No one should be able to rule on India, and India's authority should lie in its people. The people of India should have the ultimate authority to govern India. Then attack on Parivarvad or nepotism. Then the family politics in India should not move ahead. Then all whatever is good for India and for its democracy should rule India or should work in India. Then Prime Minister hailed Nari Shakti, and this is what will be our topic of discussion in the coming slides or the coming video. Then Prime Minister said that nothing should be done which should lower the dignity of women. Respecting women or the respect of women should be the utmost thing for everyone. And then he talked about giving tribute to the women freedom fighters of India who have contributed in getting India's independence. Then look at this tweet which says that PM's focus was on Nari Shakti. So now let's get started with the women freedom fighters, and the first and the foremost is Rani Lakshmibai. Rani Lakshmibai was born as Manikarnika Tambe in 1835, and she was the queen of the princely state of Jhansi. So if a question comes that Rani Lakshmibai was related to which place, then what would be the answer? The answer would be Jhansi. Then Rani Lakshmibai was married with the king of Jhansi, and one thing that which is Rani Lakshmibai is known for is her participation in the first war of independence, that is the war of 1857. And what was the dispute that became so popular and made Rani Lakshmibai fight with the British was that before the death of the king of Jhansi, Rani Lakshmibai and the king adopted a son, as they do not have a natural heir. Then at that point of time, according to the British or the East India Company, only a natural heir would be considered as the king of the state, and an adopted son would not be considered as the king. So what happened was, the British East India Company, they refused to accept the adopted son of Rani Lakshmi Bai as the legal heir of Jhansi. Then they annexed Jhansi. And this annexation, what is this policy called? This policy is called the Doctrine of Lapse policy. And who was the Governor General who is associated with Doctrine of Lapse policy? That is Lord Dalhousie. Very important prelims fact, that Doctrine of Lapse is Lord Dalhousie policy. Then this is what made Rani Lakshmi Bai fight with the British, Doctrine of Lapse. Then according to Sir Hugh Rose, who was the commanding officer of the British Army, he said about Rani Lakshmi Bai that she was personable, clever, and one of the most dangerous Indian leaders for the British. Then next comes the Jhalkari Bai. Who was Jhalkari Bai? Jhalkari Bai was one of the soldier in Rani Lakshmi Bai women's army, and she was one of the most trusted advisors of the queen, and she was very close also to the queen. She was known for putting her own life at risk for while saving the queen's life, and she is often presented as a representative of Bundeli identity, as she belonged to Bundelkhand. Then according to Ministry of Culture, many Dalit communities of the region look up to her as an incarnation of God, and also celebrate Jhalkari Bai Jayanti every year. So she was one of the most famous figures and the most known figures from Bundelkhand. Now let's talk about Durga Bhabi. She was earlier she was known as Durgavati Devi, and popularly she is known as Durga Bhabi. Then she is born in Allahabad in 1907, and she was a member of the Naujawan Bharat Sabha. Who was the founder of the Naujawan Bharat Sabha? The Naujawan Bharat Sabha was founded by Bhagat Singh, and she helped Bhagat Singh to escape from Lahore after 1928, when the Bhagat Singh attempted killing of officer Saunders. Then after, in 1931, when Bhagat Singh, Rajguru and Sukhdev was hanged, Durga Bhabi got extremely angry, and there was so much of anger inside her and all over India that she attempted to kill the former Punjab governor Lord Hele. Even though she did not succeed and it was an unsuccessful attempt, but she gave everything that she had and attempted the killing of former Punjab governor Lord Hele. And then she was married to HSRA member. What is the full form of HSRA? That is Hindustan Socialist Republican Association, which was formed after HRA. Then she was married to Hindustan Socialist Republican Association member Bhagwati Charan Vohra. So this was the role played by Durga Bhabi. Now let's talk about one of the most famous female or women freedom fighters of India, that is Rani Gaidinliu. You will see her image many times, because she has contributed so much to India's freedom struggle at such a young age. So she was born in 1915, which is the present Manipur, and she was a Naga spiritual and political leader who fought against the British, and her ultimate aim was to throw British out of the country, and to achieve this aim she also joined the Heraka religious movement. And while after joining the Heraka religious movement, she rebelled against the empire, and she refused to pay taxes to the British. and after refusing to pay taxes, she also motivated others not to pay taxes to the British Empire. Then she was arrested in 1932, and when she was arrested in 1932, she was just 16 years of age. So at just a mere 16 years of age, she was imprisoned. And then after getting imprisonment in 1932, when India got independence in 1947, then she was released from the prison. And after her release, the former Prime Minister Jawaharlal Nehru claimed her as daughter of the hills and gave her the title of Rani for her courage. Now let's move further and let's talk about Rani Chinnamma. She was the queen of Kittur, and Kittur is present in the present day Karnataka. Then she was among the first rulers to lead an armed rebellion against the British. Then she fought back against attempts to control her dominion in 1824. So Rani Chinnamma played the major role, but this was before the revolt of 1857, during the times of 1820s, that she made an armed rebellion. Then after the death of her young son and even her husband, she got into again an armed rebellion with the British, and she defeated the British in her first revolt. This was the one of the biggest achievement of hers, that she defeated British in her first revolt. But in her second revolt, she was captured and imprisoned in her second assault by the East India Company. So before the 1857 revolt, Rani Chinnamma played an extremely important part, because in around 1820s she participated in armed rebellion and even defeated the British, which put great confidence, or which generated great confidence and zeal among the Indian people. Now let's talk about Begum Hazrat Mahal, and which is the place that Begum Hazrat Mahal is related to, that is Awadh or Lucknow. Then her husband was Nawab of Awadh, that is Wajid Ali Shah, and Wajid Ali Shah was exiled after the 1857 revolt. Then after her husband was exiled, she, along with her supporters, then she took on the British and got control back of Lucknow. But the British revolted back and they forced her into a retreat after the colonial rule recaptured the area. So Begum Hazrat Mahal during the revolt of 1857 belonged to the region of Awadh and majorly Lucknow, and she after her husband was exiled played a very important role, and she was one of the most prominent female or woman leaders, and even among all over 1857 revolt she was regarded as one of the major leaders to fight against the British. Now let's talk about Velu Nachiyar. She was born in Ramanathpuram in 1780s. So she is also much before the revolt of 1857, and many years before the revolt of 1857 she waged a war against the British and emerged victorious. She was married to the king of Shivagangi and went on to produce the first human bomb. So even after her husband died, she waged a war against the British and she emerged victorious. And she was so courageous that she even went to produce the first human bomb and established the first army of trained women soldiers in the late 1700. So this during the time of 1700 also the Indian women were playing a major part in generating confidence and pride among the people of India and telling them that even the independence can be achieved. Then her army commander Kuyili is believed to have set herself ablaze and walked into a British ammunition dump, and that is why they are said to be produced the first human bomb. This was the contribution of Velu Nachiyar. Now let's talk about a prelims MCQ, and this says that consider the following pairs. These are the places and these are the leaders, and the three pairs are: first is Lucknow, Begum Hazrat Mahal; second, Jhansi, Rani Lakshmi Bai; third, Manipur, Rani Gaidinliu. And you people need to tell me the answer in the comment section, that which of the pairs given above are correctly matched. Then only one pair, only two pair, only three pairs, or none of the above. Then in the end we will be looking into a mains practice question, and the question says, a pretty easy one and a very direct one also. Comment on the women's contribution in India's freedom struggle. This is a 10 marker question, and the command given here is comment. You should be able to write this one. So that's all for today. Thank you so much for watching. Till we meet next time, keep reading and keep writing.